What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Chris Isaak, and we're returning to his Wicked Game compilation. And the next tune in the playlist is Heart Full of Soul. So, I like the phrasing, it's certainly poetic. I think both sides of it speak to our metaphorical understandings of our inner workings, which is to say our heart, which in a literal biological sense pumps and regulates blood, gets oxygen to different parts of your body, but artistically, culturally, and for many people, what's the right word? How do I say this? I was going to say literally, because I think a lot of people do see the heart as the seat of emotion, and they believe that to be true, like in an ontological sense, even if, again, on a more scientific framework, our brains, especially the right sides of our brains, are the seat of emotion and feeling and empathy and so on. But again, a lot of people, because I think the way our physiology works and the way like intense feelings, they do sort of radiate through your chest and your body, I think a lot of people see the heart as, on some level, a very legitimate and realistic place where feelings are located. But again, whether you see it more metaphorically or literally, the idea of the heart as the essence of a person, like deep in their heart and so on. We have all manner of phrases, certainly in English and I think in other languages too, that identify the real core of a person in their heart. But by the same token, a soul is the same thing, whether again, you're thinking more metaphysically, spiritually, or just kind of colloquially in a cultural sense, the idea of soul being someone's real essence, their personality, their fundamental nature is seen as their soul. So a heart full of soul seems to combine both of those things and locate it on some level in a physical sense, whether, again, that is more itself a metaphor. So yeah, I like the phrase. Now, of course, soul can mean, like, sort of in a musical sense. The idea of having soul is to have a degree of flair when it comes to style and feeling, being in touch with something that is authentic and genuine. So if you have soul, you're not, like, two-dimensional, you're less plastic, you're less robotic, if you will. You have true depth of feeling and understanding. So I feel like all of these concepts could go into what's happening here, and yet it could just be like about romantic love and about that type of feeling. So let's see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is probably longer than the song itself, how long I've just talked. This is Chris Isaak. The track is Heart Full of Soul, and it's included on his Wicked Game compilation.
Sick and hurt and lonely, deep in dark despair. When you want her only, tell me where is she with? And if she says to you that she don't love me, just give her my message, tell her of my pain. I know if I could have her back again, I would never make her sad. I got a heart full of soul. I got a heart full of soul. She's been gone such a long time, longer than I can bear. But if she says she wants me, tell her I'll be there. And I know if I can have her back again, I would never make her sad. I got a heart sick and lonely, deep in dark despair. When you want her only, tell me where is she where? And if she says to you that she don't love me, just give her my message, tell her of my dream, and I know if I could have her back again, I would never make her sad. I've got a heart, I got a heart for a soul. I got a heart for a soul.
Wow, that's cool. So, sonically, it has a bit of the like frontier rock kind of sound. Indeed, it sounds kind of like a track that would be in what is his name, Morricone, the guy who did the soundtracks to like the the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars, like I forget what they call him, like the man in the coat or something, the Clint Eastwood character. But yes, it feels like a spaghetti western type of song, a song that would be in one of those frontier western kind of movies, including, not only in the guitar, which has again a bit of a like frontier country twang to it, but also there's like I don't know if it's a fiddle, I think it's a stringed or a bowed string instrument, fiddle, violin, maybe it was a woodwind, but yeah, there was a sort of, on the range kind of feeling with that instrument. I think there was some organ in there too, standing out right at the end particularly. But also the bass had this, deep, rustic groove to it. So the whole tune was more like on the western end of his, meaning Chris Isaak, his sonic range, which is further to say, again, like some of his tracks have a bit more like of an island sound, some have a bit more folksy sound, there's been some blues, so there's kind of like some different directions his tunes go. Sometimes they seem to incorporate all three. I feel like this is a bit more down the like frontier western end of the spectrum, but again, incredible vocals, like his vocal agility for those fluctuations, but also, burning hot in a couple moments as well. Lyrically, I'm not sure, but it sounds like he and some woman were together in the past and then had a falling out, that went their separate ways, and just already that premise, it feels like that's like Chris's bread and butter when it comes to his lyrics, like romantic failures, challenges, like impassable obstacles. It feels like that's very much the territory he works in. Nevertheless, it sounds like they went their separate ways, and now he's maybe talking to a guy who's currently involved with her, and he's saying something to the effect of like, if one of you ever says that you don't love the other person anymore, pass along this message for me. Like, I still would love to get her back, and if she came back to me, I'll never do her wrong again. I'll never let her feel bad again. I've got a heart full of soul, it's pouring out, and I would love to rekindle that connection. So it's sort of like he's on the outside looking in, and he's like telling maybe the guy currently involved with her, pass along a message for me if things ever break down between you two. So maybe I'm misreading that, maybe that's not the current dynamic, but the general idea of him wishing that he could get this woman back who left him so long ago, but apparently is still around such that he's aware of it, and wishing that he could envelop her or show her this heart full of soul that he has. I feel like that's probably what's happening here, even if the specific dynamic in the present moment of the song I'm not so clear about. But yes, another cool tune from Chris, and again, his vocals, they're not only incredible and dynamic, but they're unique. Like, he just really has his own style, and again, having heard now, like double-digit songs from him, I feel like it's the kind of voice that you recognize right away. Like, even before he gets up into that falsetto range, and, hearing him do some fiery, like, blues-style singing, there's an aspect of his singing that I never knew about, which is to say, again, going into this deep dive, Wicked Game is a song I had heard, and I knew he could do that really high, like, falsetto, like, rich kind of singing. But having heard more of his catalog now, he can definitely get fiery. He can go up and down the spectrum. Again, he's very agile. It can, like, flourish at the end of an extension. So, yeah, his vocals are incredible, is the essence of what I'm trying to say here. Luca's sleeping down below. She's also interested, even if you can't see her. Let me know what you think, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.